So if you have a Honda and you think you have a bad CV axle, I thought I'd go over the symptoms of this and how you go about telling if you do have a bad axle or not. And so what are some symptoms? Well, the most common symptoms is you're going to hear a clicking noise when you go to accelerate, like a vibration or something like that. And it's very common to hear a clicking noise when you go to turn. So if you go to turn right and you hear like a clicking noise, like click, 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 something along those lines, then that's a very common symptom of a bad CV axle. One of the things to pay attention to is like if you hear the noise when you turn right or if you hear the noise when you turn left. Because if you hear that clicking noise when you turn right, then that means the passenger side CV axle is bad. And if you hear that clicking noise when you go to turn left, then that usually means that the driver's side CV axle is bad. And so which way you're turning when you hear that clicking noise, usually you'll point out which CV axle has gone bad. And so the clicking noise usually means that the outside has gone bad. And that's the most common thing, is that these outside bearings have gone bad and it starts causing a clicking noise. The inside bearing can also go bad, even though it's not as common. But when it goes bad, sometimes you could hear a clang noise, like clang, 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 like that. And that's that inside bearing having an issue. The inside goes straight into the transmission. And when that bearing right there goes bad, then it could go clang, clang, like that. Another thing that can happen sometimes is that CV axle right here where it pushes onto the transmission, sometimes it can come loose and it pops out sometimes and it pops back in. And the end might even still be turning the axle, but you'll hear like a popping noise because it's popping in and out of the transmission. And again, that's this inner part right here. And quite often that happens as long as these rubber boots aren't tore up because they hold grease. As long as those aren't tore up, you can often push it back in and tighten up any bolts that might be loose. And so if you do hear a popping noise right up in the front, then that can be another symptom of a bad CV axle. One thing to keep a lookout for when you're examining these CV axles is be sure that these rubber boots aren't tore up, because if they are tore up, then dirt can get in there, because this holds grease so that those U-joints and bearings can spin. And if that grease gets out and any dirt gets in there, then it can cause those to go bad very quickly. And so if they are tore up, and especially if they've been that way for a little while, then very likely that CV axle has gone bad. Another symptom is that if you go to step on the gas and you're not going anywhere, you're not getting no acceleration or nothing at all, and you might even hear some kind of clanging noise, then the CV axle might be broken. It might have completely sheared off at some point. A U-joint or bearings or something along those lines that's just completely sheared off, so there's no connection to spin the transmission to the wheels. And so there's no connection between the wheel and the tire, so you're just not getting no acceleration. And so that's basically it. I just wanted to go over some of the symptoms of a Honda with the bad CV axle. If you have anything to add, please comment down below. If you have any questions, ask me and I'll try to answer them. If this video helps you, please click like, please click subscribe, and have a good day.